Do you have any idea right now what you have in Keyshawn and Cameron?
You know, Keyshawn, just speaking on Keyshawn took a step forward this past weekend. He took some strides. He showed some flashes of some things that he can do. And he has to continue to develop in that role. And that was one of the things I challenged him with. We had a meeting this morning, and I told him, I said, well, now the challenge is to see if you can stack days on top of days. And the challenge for each one of the players is to daily go out here and see how you can consecutively improve. And that's why I challenge him at, to see if, hey, can you improve off this past practice? Can you repeat what you just done with getting better throughout the preparation? So I've seen flashes. He has some work to do and some technical things, but certainly things we can coach up and get fixed. But he certainly has ability.
Who's your best pass catcher out of the backfield?
Right now, Torn. So far, yes, Torn. Torn has caught the ball pretty well out of the backfield. Ivory has caught a few passes, but he's dropped a few that I thought he should have, caught out of the backfield as well. But Torn has probably been the most consistent catching the ball out of the backfield.
Do you view that as an essential part of the role?
Yes. When you talk about being we talk about being a complete back, and I think being a complete back requires a back to be able to protect the quarterback, all right, be able to run between tackles, and be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. And I think that is the complete overall of a back, and the traits that you look for into a back. So I think that plays as a role into it. Now, guys that do miss a couple balls and may drop a ball here and there, I do say that after practice they're willing to go and grab a quarterback and say, hey, listen, I dropped this pass. Can we work on this route a couple times after practice? And so they take accountability in doing that. And I look forward them to do that, and it's nothing that I demand of them. I expect it, of course, but sometimes as a coach, you want to sit back and see how much they're willing to put into, what they do and developing their skill set.
What challenges did the styles of Torrin and Ivory present for you as a new coach and a thin position group?
Not many challenges. I think they're very different backs. You look at Torrin. Torrin is a bigger back, of course. He's more a downhill back, direct power. His vision is really good. And I think with Ivory, he's very elusive. He has some suddenness and some quickness between the tackles. He's able to make a lot of guys missing in tight spaces and everything like that. Whereas Torrin, if you're in his way, he may run over you. And I think those guys are still coming into their own as well. Turning the ball. And one term I always use to these guys is just making sure that, hey, you give the ref the ball. When the play's over, the ball should go to the ref. That ensures them that, hey, I've protected the football as well as I should have. But to your point on that is, I think you have to be smart about it. And if that was the case, you teach it. And football is about learning, especially in this part of the game right now and where we are in our season right now. I think it's about teaching him, this situation is definitely crucial. There is no time you should ever turn over the football anyway in a game. But I think we teach them, this is why you shouldn't turn over the football as well. So, I may pull him a couple reps, get another guy in there, and then get him right back in there because you want to build that confidence as well, too. Definitely it's like a muscle memory. You want him to forget about it. You want him to move on because it's one play. Of course, it's important, no doubt. And trust me, when you talk about ball security, I want that thing high and tight. But I also want him to understand that, hey, get back in there, build your confidence, and let's keep moving and forget about it.